welcome everybody to another Crushing the Meta s- interview spotlight. Right now, I am joined with an awesome Crushing the Meta member, one of the persons who does a whole lot of writing for us. Actually, doesn't really like to be on camera that much, but he's here today to do this for us so that you get to know him a little bit better. So I'm joined with.
Well, I am Alex. I am known on Discord and other places as Genesis 590.
Mhm,
And like you already mentioned, I am a member of Crushing the Meta. A more
mhm.
recent member, but very, very proud to be here. So,
Okay, so what got you into? So let's talk about how you got into Vanguard. What inspired you to say, you know what, this Japanese card game looks kind of interesting with these waifus and stuff on it. I'm probably gonna play
well,
this.
well, I'm not. I have to say, I'm not a huge waifu lover.
Uh-huh.
Well, not. I don't dislike them per se, but
Uh-huh.
I'm not like waifus everything. How I got into Vanguard. Well, back in the day, and I'm still kind of am, but back in the day, more prominently, I played every TCG you could think of. I at least tried it. I usually bought some products. If it stayed with the starter deck, fine. Some games I bought a little more for, as
Mhm.
much money as I could spend on it. And well, very simply put, Vanguard was one of those games. So I just entered my local game store one day, and a friend of mine already bought one of the trial decks, one of the first ones. He got the Kagura one, and then the shop owner was like, "Oh, this is awesome new game, man! Vanguard, check it out!" And I've got this stuff over here, and fine, I'll buy a trial deck. So I bought the IT one, of course, the only two that were there. So that was my first start. So yeah, that was the Royal Paladin stuff first. And then I remember there was a bit of a skewed release schedule. There was sets 1 and 2, and then there was 5 and 6 here. So we started with Limit Break.
Mhm.
And I bought the Gold Paladin trial deck as well. But then, like I said, with the funds and everything, it was kind of hard to complete the deck because Gold Paladin was very popular at the time. And so I was like, all right, what's nobody playing? And it was Nova Grappler at that time. So I was like, fine, I'll buy all your Nova Grappler. It wasn't very expensive because nobody wanted to play it. And I started showing people that stand triggers were actually pretty good. So that was my very first deck. Yeah, that was really the start of it all.
Okay, dope. So then, okay, so how does that translate to you almost playing 10 years of this card game, right? Almost 10 whole years, right?
Well, the myth kind of stops there because it hasn't been 10 years,
Oh?
sadly.
Oh?
No, I picked up a couple of other decks. I used to play Dark Irregulars as well.
Hmm?
And I was on my way on. I really wanted to play Aquaforce. I was on my way to getting the complete set. Was already in break right era, and then came Link Joker.
Yeah.
And I was one of the people who said like, all right, this lock mechanic is way too much for me, and I can't keep up. I don't enjoy this, so I quit. Also, one of the factors there was that locals was kind of dwindling a little bit. We started out with like 12 to 14 people, I think. We got down to 6 when I quit. Um, and then it was a very long time of no Vanguard, actually. I picked up a couple of other games a little bit more seriously during that time.
Hmm.
But I always kept checking back on the games I quit on. So one day I was like, oh, what's Vanguard up to right now? The last time I did that was in G era, and I was like, well, I'm very glad I quit because it was going crazy with the G deck and the strides, and it felt a little bit like Yu-Gi-Oh, which I didn't really like. Oh, the extreme power plays and stuff. But then I saw there was a reboot coming, and it was just reminiscent of the old days. So it was really a nostalgia thing for me. And luckily, it was also right at the time that there were still a couple of the players from those days who still played. And they got a couple of case slots left for Royal Paladin and Kaguro. And then I jumped back in. I got those two case slots. And now I have been enjoying this game ever since, and it has become my favorite game. It's so much fun to play standard to me. So yeah, that's where I picked up again, and I'm
Okay.
not gonna quit now.
And then how did that translate to you being the scribe that you are for for CTM? Like what got you involved into writing then? Like how does that translate to also you writing some articles, you posting on some information, you keeping people on their P's and Q's about what's going on in the game and stuff like
hmm
that? What transitioned that for you?
Well, the writing thing, I actually picked it up after I joined CTM. I always wanted to do a little bit of that stuff.
Mhm.
Always dabbled a bit in doing a YouTube channel. Never
Mhm.
really got around to it because I didn't. I never actually joined a proper team yet. So that story kind of started with CTM, and I remember our good friend Varian. He and I already talked a lot about mostly Link Joker and Aqua Force, and also other decks. And I remember he joined up. And a couple of months prior to that, Harv and I and some other people did a case opening for the Raging Tactics set, I believe. And we decided to play a game uh, to see which one of us would have become third or fourth during a shop challenge, like a few months before that.
Mhm.
Uh, so I built my old Messiah deck from that when we played, and he built this old Spy Brothers build, and we played that game, and it was such an awesome game. It was one of the best games I've played. Really, really close all the time. We actually got to all three the games, and I barely lost on 5k shield. Not enough to guard with on the last his last attack. Uh, so I guess we kind of remembered that. And I think it was Varian who said, Alex and I were about to actually form a team. We were talking about that. So can't he join with us? And then Harth asked me, and I joined, and that's it. And
And the
that
rest
also
is
kind of
history.
became the catalyst for me to do the articles. So yeah, only done 3 so far, but I'm planning on doing more, of course.
Of course, of course, of course. That's good. That's good. And like now, because of your name handle, it looks pretty reminiscent or pretty close to Genesis. So I would
Yeah.
factor into putting two and two together. 1 plus 1 is 21, of course, as you do. Um, what what made you choose Genesis as being one of your favorite like holdover clans and Astral Poets by proxy?
um, well, a lot of the clans I tried out and that stayed with me were just a combination of the aesthetic, a little bit of the anime, a little bit of the theme, a little bit of the play style. But to be short, it just clicks or it doesn't. And for me, Genesis started. I completely ignored it during the Break Ride era when it first came out, but it started with me when I read Himiko, the new Himiko. And I was like, all right, I'm just gonna play this because that card is really, really awesome. So I built that deck, and it became one of my favorites immediately.
Oh,
Kind of fell out of. It got a bit of outcrapped, of course, so I didn't really pick it up. But then came the news that Shinamon was actually going to be the main character and he was going to play Genesis. So I thought, all right, this is gotta be good. What's the next support? It's just going to be good. And then came the old Astral Poet stuff, and I really loved I loved astronomy for since I was a kid. So the whole space kind of constellation theme was already good. And then, of course, I mean, you can attest to that. It just really, really feels good to play a 70k big dude on the field and swing now twice with it.
it
So
does.
yeah, what else do we need to say? It's just a very cool deck.
It is. It is. It is. It is a pretty cool deck. I mean, it's like one of the most, like it's some of the most fun things you can do. Like especially if you're going first, your opponent's on grade two, they're staring down a 70k astral deity, smashing them in the face twice, and you're like, ah, This is pretty
Yes.
alright. This is okay.
Yeah, this is pretty good. And when the deck first came out, we had a little bit of trouble to get to turn 3 Valkyrian, but it has become quite a bit easier now. So, and it will become even more easy, I think.
Yep, with the newer support.
Yes,
Um,
I'm really looking forward to that.
what do you think of the current state of standard? Actually, what do you think of that at the moment?
Um, well, I think if I have to be a little bit critical of Bushiroad, I'd say you can see that either Corona has hit them pretty hard, or they have been lacking on R&D in some level, because yeah, that they have been making a couple of slip ups, which led to, of course, Luart, and of course in Premium we have the whole Zazan thing, which
Mm.
I luckily didn't have much to do with because I don't play Premium yet.
So, like, what
Um,
has been some of the biggest reasons that you've just not been playing any premium actually? Because like from how it sounds, it's just sort of like you just want to avoid it, like like Bermuda. Just like Bermuda 19, you basically just kind of want to avoid it if you can, and not have to have anything to do with it.
um, Well, there's a couple of reasons for it.
Hmm.
Like I said, the first reason was the whole stride mechanic doesn't really appeal to me.
Hmm.
It has been a little bit the same with Yu-Gi-Oh! When they started to rely a lot on the extra deck, that's where they lost me. Because one of the things I love about Vanguard is the whole clan identity. It's so powerful. But the deck itself, I think, should be the main catalyst. And back in the day, I felt like the strides were the main thing, and your deck was more a little bit of a side piece or an engine to get to the strides. And
Which
of course,
which is
now I
not
know,
wrong. Which is
no,
not
it's
fully wrong, but
but it is not fully right either. So I have kind of turned around on that. And then the other thing, I went fully for Genesis, of course.
hmm
I actually have quite a bit of premium stuff. I could build Wiseman, but I wasn't really fond of the Wiseman loop.
hmm
So that has been a factor as well. And the third factor is that premium, yeah, we do have some premium tournaments over here, but yeah, the small group we have here locally just plays standard. The monthly stuff in Arnhem that we do
man.
usually does standard, so it's just the shop challenges that has a premium event attached to it, more or less. But it hasn't been very prominent, of course. I am planning, however, to just add a little bit of a stride deck to Valkyrian. Do the Taro stuff, restand my Valkyrian, and I think I'll go that route for Korean soon.
Okay, that does seem to be one of the most popular out variants that people have been playing. I've been seeing some people toy around with some Fenrir, the
Yes.
V era Fenrir stuff with the Wise Men support, maybe also looping it a little bit too as well. But from what I've seen so far, it has been pretty much Valk 12 stand
Yeah,
go.
and to me, that's of course it has been my favorite deck. I have it almost maxed out.
Uh-huh.
I'm missing two triple R Atlas, and then of course a new support, but the rest is maxed out. And of course, our friend Robin is the Fenrir master, so it's kind of cool to have those two guys, each go their own different way.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. So then, what other clan could you say you can call a close second that if you didn't ever meet Genesis, or if you didn't think that Genesis was for you at the time, or you didn't stick with it, what other clan
Uh,
would
the
you
close
probably want to pick?
the close second is easy because that's Aquaforce, and
Hmm.
I have the deck as well. I have five decks actually at the moment, but Aquaforce is definitely the close second, and I'm really glad that I got to pick up the Maelstrom deck then, that I couldn't, or
Hmm.
didn't rather, back in the day.
Hmm.
And I have been loving it since Maelstrom. I actually went to the regional tournament in Eindhoven, the last one we had here,
Hmm.
and I was only playing for a couple of months, and I just said, I'll bring Aquaforce. I don't care how good it is, I just bring it. So yeah, that's how much fun I've been having. I'm really looking forward to making the Maelstrom deck really good with the new support, because I think it will be. Don't really know if Lambros or Maelstrom will be the better one of the two. I will try, of course.
Okay.
So yeah, but that's my close second, definitely.
Okay. So I heard you talk about, some regional tournaments and some events and stuff that you've taken part of. And it sounds like a whole lot of like solo events, but do you prefer playing solo events or team-oriented events?
Um, well, actually, due to Corona, I was about to set up with you guys to play 2 or 3 events for teams.
Mm-hmm.
Don't really have much experience with that. Also, in other card games, it isn't really featured that much. So I couldn't say a lot in practice about it because of that stuff has been cancelled. But I think I will really enjoy it.
Ah, okay. So you would be willing to give it a chance, but you're accustomed
Yeah,
with doing the whole
absolutely.
solo thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And I don't really think I'll have a preference either way. I think I love both of it.
Well, that's good. That's good. Having the camaraderie and stuff like that. Um,
Yeah.
so then, like, out of all the card games and stuff, what has made I don't remember if I even asked you this because you've been kind of like, oh my god, this has been the favorite card game I've been playing for a while now so far and stuff like that.
True.
But like, since you've been playing a multitude of card games, like, what had made it stuck for you? Just keep on playing this one.
Um, well, I'd say Vanguard. The sheer fun factor, I think, is the biggest thing.
Mm? Could you elaborate?
It's yeah, sure. The I think it's kind of the adrenaline rush thing, you know. It's always exciting to hit the trigger or to do the miracle heal. Like I said, the clan identity stuff really sticks to me. So I just feel a lot of fun just playing your favorite clan and just sticking with that. You know, that's a lot of fun to me. Um, I have been playing Magic, for example, on and off, more serious, more casual. And Magic is also fun to me, but it's a different kind of fun. You know, it's more like a chess game. I'd say it's more fun to let your mind work on things. But the sheer fun factor, Vanguard is absolutely number one.
Word. Okay. Okay. So like the whole like if you want to have a quick game of a quick half an hour 45-minute game of like you just flipping cards around, turning your cards sideways, bashing your opponent in, and like having having them to worry about the numbers in guarding is is something a bit more enjoyable than having not more enjoyable but a different form of enjoyment than tapping your lands, making sure some of are untapped, having a response to something every single time in every stage of the game, and have to remember like 13 different cards that they can probably use without 1 to 2 mana they got open. So,
Yeah,
uh,
exactly. Yeah, and like I said, both
mhm.
things are fun, but Vanguard's just the adrenaline rush and stuff. It's you pick it up a little bit easier.
Okay.
And I haven't been enjoying it on the tournament level for as far as I have played as well. So, and of course, you do have to think a little bit more. Uh, it's not like people say Vanguard is quite a sacky game. Sometimes it's one of its criticisms, of course, but I think that we as avid Vanguard players would disagree with that. You definitely need your mind with Vanguard as well, of course.
Yeah, like hitting good columns, making sure
Yes.
that you can pace your resources so you can either force out very disadvantageous guards for your opponent and stuff like that. So yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
Yeah, and of course, managing your hands, making sure you can guard stuff, kind of calculate a little bit ahead.
Okay, dope. So like in terms of, do you happen to watch any like Vanguard or like other Vanguard content creators and stuff like that? And has any of them ever really like stuck out to you? Like, oh my God, they're pretty cool to watch sometimes, and it's really nice to see them being able to help the community.
Yeah, I think it's awesome that we have a lot of the creators, which a couple of them have been featured in our cycle of interviews, of course.
Hmm.
When I first started, Erik has been a lot of help just to get a little bit of the feel for the deck builds mainly. I really enjoy W Slasher's way of distributing the news, I'd
Hmm.
say. The in-depth content of G Station I enjoy a lot, and I think Solemn Vanguard is a bit a good mix of all three of those things. So those are my favorites. Different Fight I also watch for the Vanguard Zero content. That's a really nice niche that he's got for me at least. So yeah, we have a pretty good community of YouTubers, I'd say.
Okay, nice. So then,
And of course us, but I'm not going to name us because that would be a little bit, you know.
a bit of ego, bit of an ego,
Yeah, yeah,
tiny,
yeah.
tiny bit of that, tiny bit of that. Fair enough. Fair, fair enough. But then, what would be some of the things you would like to do in the future in terms of uh, content with either content creators or just for writing articles in general? Some of the snippets, some of the ideas you've probably had in mind so far.
Um, well, I have an idea too, because within Crossing the Meta, we have two other people who play Aquaforce. So I
Hmm.
wanted to do an article with that, you know, you could compare three builds for one or two of the new Aquaforce builds.
Sure.
So that will be a fun little article, I think. When Genesis comes, you can definitely expect to see the Valkyrian Part 3. That will be a fun one.
Fair enough.
And I still think of buying a cam myself, so maybe I'll do a little bit of more of YouTube content too in the future.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So if you like this face, you know, you might see it more often.
So, if you would like to see more of this ruggedly handsome fellow over here in the future, he probably will be posting some more stuff for you guys to
Yeah, sure.
enjoy.
And otherwise, you can just do a little like a podcast, you know, turn the video off, listen to my voice, because that now.
Yeah, that also works. Cool. That's true. All right, fair enough. So, we will take this small time to thank all of you awesome people for tuning on in and stopping on by. We're not going anywhere right now. We're going to be telling you about the reward system that we have at the end of the year. The favorite card from your favorite content creator that you can get. So, right now, Awesomeness, Miss Awesomeness himself, here brought a card for us to show. Did you
Yes, I
happen
did.
to have it with you? One of your favorite
Yeah, I
cards that you
do.
probably have for the giveaway?
It can only be one card, of course, and I'm going to show it to you guys. It is
Signed
Valkyrian. It
Valkyrian.
is a signed Valkyrian for you guys.
Alright. Well, that's awesome, dude. So, okay, alright. But what made you chose that one as your favorite one? Because it is just for Genesis, or is it just because it could have been like an Uranus, right? It could have just been Uranus. So why did you
Yeah,
choose the Valkyrian?
Valkyrian is, of course, the centerpiece. It's the one that you will always play in the Valkyrian deck.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I actually have this is the triple R foil from the starter deck because I have been, like I said, I have been maxing out the deck.
Mm-hmm.
I have three of the SSRs, one of the Genesis stamps at the moment, and I think I'll add another one from the. Was it in the pack? I'm not even sure right now.
I think it's been reprinted like
Ye-
three, four
Yeah,
times
it
by
has been
now.
reprinted a couple of times. If it comes, I have to have it. But no, but I have the triple R version left, so I thought that would be extra cool to have a foil version of it.
Nice, nice, nice. But then, what would be? Oh, That's so awesome. That's so awesome that you're doing this. And don't forget, guys. Don't forget to comment. What is your favorite card? What is your favorite clan to get a chance at winning it? So, hopefully, wow, that'd be super dope. So hopefully we get
Yeah,
to see what you
good
guys
luck, guys.
decide on, what you guys get to decide on. So what are the future? The future. We talked a little about the past. We talked a little about our impression. We talked a little tiny bit about the future. So we'll end up also on the future as well. What are some of the things that you would like to see going forward with Vanguard? What are some of your projections?
Well, that's actually a very easy one. Like I said, I have missed the opportunity to do the big regionals events and go to travel with you guys. So as soon as everything has been, uh, you know, gets a little bit better in the world,
Mm-hmm.
and we get our tournaments back, I will definitely show up in France, Germany, that kind of places to compete with you guys.
Aw, that sounds so sweet, man. All right, Alex. Thank you for taking out your time to talk to us. It has
Yeah,
been
sure.
super, super, super fun. Any last words? Any last plugs and stuff that you want to say? Anything else you want to add?
Well, not really. I have been enjoying being part of this team, so I would like to do a shout out to my own team members. I live quite far away from you guys. It is the Netherlands, so 2 hour drive is quite far away here. But still, I really enjoy being part of the Crushing the Meta team. And I would like to thank the viewers on YouTube as well, just keeping up with us. And I hope you enjoy any future content that we make. I hope you enjoy my articles as well. And do leave some comments because I would love to hear some reactions. Did I make a good deck? Did I make a bad deck? Can I do something different with the articles? I would love to hear it.
Okay, awesome, awesome, awesome. Um, I would like to thank each and every last one of you awesome people for tuning on in, stopping on by. I would like to also especially thank Alex here for taking out his time out of his day to join us. I hope he has a great day. I hope you awesome people have a great day as well. So, till next time.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Thanks. And bye bye.